After losing his village to a foreign army, Alaric remembers fragments of a past life from another ruined world. Now he's chasing magic and strength in a kingdom that still believes the demon god is dead. This is King of the Broken Horizon. Let's delve into how it all started. Year 1459 of the Holy Calendar. Kingdom of Horsin, village of Shuru. Alaric, if you chase those chickens one more time, I'll pluck you and roast you myself. Marla's voice rolled over the wheat like a storm. The little boy in the middle of the field froze, one hand still reaching toward a fleeing hen. Sorry, Mum, he pouted as the bird vanished between the rows, feathers fluttering behind it. The hen was faster than him again, totally unfair. You're not sorry at all, Marla sighed, striding up the narrow furrow with a basket on her hip. You're supposed to be helping your father, not terrorizing the flock. I was helping, Alaric muttered. I was guiding them so they don't get lost. Chickens don't get lost. Chickens go where the feed is. She thumped the basket into his hands. Take this to your father, and no more chasing. The basket was heavier than it looked, seed and a few tools piled together. Alaric staggered a step before he caught himself. It's heavy, but I can carry it. I'm not a baby. He bit back a complaint and started toward the far side of the field where Thomas was working. Rows of wheat reached to the low stone wall that marked the edge of Shuru. Beyond that, scrub and rock, then a hazy line of hills. Alaric's world fit inside those lines, from the creek to the mill, from the fields to the village well. Shuru was everything. Thomas straightened when he saw him, leaning on the worn wooden handle of his hoe. Sunlight caught the pale scar along his left leg, where the trouser cloth had worn thin. Brought the basket, did you? Thomas smiled, taking it with an easy motion that made Alaric's arms ache in comparison. Good lad. Mum said I'm not allowed to chase chickens anymore, Alaric grumbled. Truly a dark day for Shuru. Thomas ruffled his hair with a calloused hand. Since you're here, make yourself useful. He pressed the hoe into Alaric's smaller hands. The wood was smooth and warm from long use. You remember how? Thomas asked. Uh-huh. You push it in, then pull the dirt. Alaric set his feet, tongue peeking out in concentration. The blade bit into the soil with a dull thump, and he dragged it toward himself. Crooked, but it was a line. Good. Try to keep it straight. Plants like tidy rows. That's silly. Plants don't care. Maybe they don't, Thomas said, but it makes the work easier on your old man. So pretend they do. Alaric sniffed. That did make sense. They worked in silence for a while. Wind carried the smell of earth and distant cooking smoke. A dog barked somewhere. Chickens complained near the house. Dad, Alaric said at last, breathing hard. Were you really a soldier? Thomas's hands paused. His face tightened for just a moment, then smoothed out. A long time ago, he said, before you were born. Did you fight demons? No, Thomas shook his head. Only men. Only men. The way he said it made it sound worse, somehow. Were you scared? Sometimes. Thomas looked out past the fields, as if seeing something far away. Mostly it was just loud. Men yelling, horns blowing, steel banging on steel. Then suddenly it's quiet, and you realise half the shouting stopped because they're not getting back up. Alaric tried to picture the wheat replaced by people with swords. the image wouldn't come. Instead, something else flickered in his mind. Tall buildings of glass and stone, bright lights, a sky the wrong colour. He winced. The picture shattered, leaving a dull ache behind his eyes. "You all right?" Thomas asked. Just a weird thought." Thomas chuckled. "Already thinking strange things at 6, huh? Better than bullying chickens, I suppose. Tell me later. Finish this row first. If we're quick, your mother might actually let us eat before she finds something else for us to do." "OK." Alaric gripped the hoe again. His shoulders burned, but he kept at it, his father's words echoing inside him. Only men. That evening, the house smelled like stew. Alaric sat cross-legged on the floor, bowl in hand, while the fire in the hearth crackled softly. Thomas occupied his usual stool, boots off, legs stretched out. Marla moved between pot and table, wooden spoon in one hand, the other flicking out sometimes to swat fingers that went near the pot too early. "Eat, don't stare," she said, as Alaric watched the flames. "If you burn your eyebrows, I'm not drawing new ones on your face." "I was just looking," Alaric said around a mouthful. "It looks nice." "That's how it tricks you," Marla smirked and handed Thomas more bread. "You too, slow down. The stew's not running away." "It might," Thomas said. "You make it strong enough to walk." Marla snorted, but Alaric could hear the fondness under it. He took another spoonful. It was mostly vegetables, a little thin, but it was warm. The fire painted the walls in orange. This was what safe felt like. "Mom," he said, "what year is it again?" She paused. "Where'd that come from?" "The travelling priest last month said something like year 14 something, and I forgot the rest." 1459, Thomas said. Holy calendar. 1459 AD, Marla added, out of habit. AD? Alaric asked. "After deliverance," Thomas said. "After the hero defeated the demon god. The priests are very proud of that part." "Oh." Alaric tried the words out anyway. "After deliverance." "Don't say it like you're cursing the soup," Marla said. "You'll call bad luck on us." "I wasn't," Alaric protested. "I was just saying it." "Anyway," Thomas said, waving his spoon, "the numbers just help people agree on when to pay taxes. That's all most kings care about." "And harvests," Marla corrected, "and children eating properly. Speaking of which," she topped up Alaric's bowl before he could object. "Did the hero really kill the demon god?" he asked. "That's what the murals show," Marla said. "If you ever go to a proper church, you'll see it. Big monster, big sword, lots of light. Why?" "It just sounds big," Alaric said. "Bigger than anything." "It was," Thomas replied. "So big, they say, that the sky itself almost broke. But the hero won, and we're still here." He tapped his bowl. "So eat. Winning a war doesn't fill your belly." Alaric tried to imagine it. A monster large enough to threaten the whole world, and one person standing against it with a sword of light. One person can do that? His chest tightened with something he couldn't name. "By the way," Marla said, changing the subject with a little smile, "someone mentioned you learned a spell today." Alaric perked up. "Old Man Hahn showed us. I can do it, I think." "Let's see," Thomas said. "As long as you don't set my beard on fire." Alaric set his bowl aside, wiped his fingers on his trousers, and cupped his hand. He took a breath and did as Hahn had told him. "There's something in the air," like tiny bits you can't see. Pull a little, not too much. Warmth crept down his arm to his fingertip. He whispered, "Light." A grain-sized spark appeared, then steadied into a tiny flame. Marla froze. Thomas's eyebrows went up. "Hey," Thomas said softly. "Look at you." Alaric's heart hammered. The light wasn't big, but it was there, because he'd told it to be. This is real. "That's enough," Marla said quickly. "Put it out. We're in a wooden house, remember?" "Right." Alaric focused on letting go, and the light flickered out. "The thatch. Or the chickens. Especially not the chickens," Marla said. "I don't want to eat burned chicken because you decided to be clever." Alaric laughed despite himself. As he reclaimed his bowl, he couldn't help glancing at his fingers again. They looked the same as always, but now he knew they could hold light. If I can do that, what else can I do? He didn't have fancy words for it, just a knot in his chest that felt like wanting. A lot of wanting. "I want to learn more magic,"